you didn't think that there was any asbestos in the stack until recently either. And if you would remember, and I'm part of a community liaison group, and I brought up, and I know we're harping on the asbestos, but it's a real concern. I constantly kept saying, are they asbestos bricks? Okay, they're not asbestos bricks. But all of a sudden, and I'm not sure it's in the last 6 months, it's well shy of the last 12 months, that all of a sudden we've discovered asbestos gaskets. How do we know there's not something else in there until it comes down? There is no surety that there isn't. There was no asbestos. You kept saying, meeting after meeting, when I'd bring it up, you'd say, oh, here we go again, Janet, there's no asbestos. All of a sudden, we found asbestos gaskets, and they weren't small. You know, it's a huge area that you're talking about.
Oh, do you want me to answer the question?
No, I'm going to finish what I'm going to say. And
so you're not asking me a question then?
I am asking you a question, but I'm actually stating, and so that these people know that this is the sort of thing.
Especially because you've been part of the group, this is good.
And I've been a part of the Port Kembla pollution meeting group for 15 years. Now, don't sigh and go on. This is really important. And you were saying there was no asbestos. Now you've removed the gaskets, but we're not really absolutely sure that there's still not more asbestos in there. You're saying you've cleaned it, you cleaned it in 2000 whatever, and you never found it, and then you found it in the last, and I know you said you found it on a plan.
That's why they
but all of a
cleaned it.
sudden, there was asbestos. How do we know there's no asbestos now when that falls down?
So what tests? You're wanting to know what tests, like what that other man...
Would you like me to answer?
Yeah,
that would be good.
Okay, so it was over 2 years ago, and the person who found the asbestos gaskets was me when I was going through the due diligence as part of the planning for the demolition of the stack, and that was at the appropriate time to do that due diligence. And when we were going through the detailed drawings, we found evidence on the drawings that they'd used the aluminium asbestos gaskets. And so what I then went and did was confirm the physical presence, having found the presence on the drawings. So we did that by knocking bricks out, by getting specialists to come and take samples, to analyse the samples and give us the results. And once we got the results, we took the results to Workcover. And Workcover obviously said, well, you can't bring the stack down in the way that you'd anticipated. And the rest is history. So I'm not apologetic about the fact that I didn't know that there was asbestos in the stack 3, 4, 5 years ago. The stack was just sat there. Our plans were only outlined as part of the overall redevelopment of the site and the overall clearance of the site. But once, which I think is a professional and normal and proper thing to do, we commenced that detailed planning, we went to the drawings and we carried out that proper due diligence. We found the asbestos gaskets, and now 4 years later, we've removed them. I've been up the stack, I've been up the stack 3 times in the last 6 months. I've been up the stack 2 times in the last couple of months. And I've been able to inspect, because you do when you're climbing up the ladders, every inch of that stack. And I can tell you, there is no other structures that can be there that can contain asbestos, because there was no other purpose for them. You may choose not to believe that. I'm convinced, and Workcover are convinced.
So you can give us 100% guarantee, surety from the company, that there is no possible asbestos in that stack.
I apologise, Janet, I missed the last thing you said, I do apologise.
Can you now guarantee 100% that there is not one asbestos fibre now, because it only takes one, for mesothelioma, asbestosis, and it's random that it chooses, that there's not one fibre left in that stack.
What I can guarantee is that I will use a proper company like everybody or anybody in my situation, whether it's the owner of this building or it's the owner of any public building. If they're going to carry out work, they go to an independent expert. I can guarantee to you, I've gone to an independent expert who, without fear or favour, will give his results. He's had full access to the stack since we've been carrying out this work. He will give that clearance. I am going to rely on that clearance. That's what people in my position do.
The clearance before it's filled.
Absolutely.